I think
I've been prepared, Steiny. I'm just feeling bad for the big man. What would you tell him?
Oh, boy.
Well, I don't know what they've been telling him for 3 years, quite frankly, because if they feel like for 3 years their instructions falling on deaf ears, you say, go to Santa Cruz and we'll tell you when to come back. Or you say, it's really not a demotion. It is.
No doubt.
Look, here's the thing. I remember when Mike Dunleavy Jr. was drafted, Caron Butler said something like,
shout out, Duke.
Butler, remember Caron Butler fell to, I want to say fell
he
a
was
little
good.
bit. No, he didn't fall. Anyway, he was talking about Dunleavy, and he said, your dad can't help you anymore.
Now that's vicious.
Well, particularly vicious because Mike Dunleavy does fine on his own, Mike Dunleavy Jr. But the point is, nobody can help you right now, James, except yourself.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sorry.
So Jokic's coach didn't help.
Who cares?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Not who cares, but I'm not saying it didn't work.
But instruction is a part of this.
Nobody can go out there and play for James Wiseman.
You know what? I'll give you that, but you said something yesterday, and I'm going to double back just to start the show, and you tell me if you still feel this way. And it wasn't blame, but it sounded that way to me, Steiny. Just if you can expand or elaborate. You said the worst thing the Warriors did for Wiseman is stardom. And I'm like, I still don't, that's not why he's in the position he's in. That's what normally happens when you're 7'1", 240, now 260. But normally, I don't think that stunted his growth. At the end of the day, it's what you just said. You got to go ball out.
They gave James Wiseman a starting job and guaranteed minutes, and he hadn't deserved it. Steve Kerr essentially acknowledged that last year. So I'm looking at James Wiseman, his first game in the NBA, 19-6.
Who was that against?
In 24 minutes. Second game in the NBA, 18-8-3 in 25 minutes.
Let's go.
Those are his first two games. Well, that's why numbers don't matter. They lost both those games big. But that's what you set yourself up for. You play James Wiseman 20-plus minutes on a terrible team. It's the only reason why he's playing. He kind of puts up modest numbers, and a player as young as James Wiseman probably thinks, I'm doing pretty well. Well, you're doing pretty well for a bad team. Unfortunately, you're not going to be on a bad team next year and the year after. In fact, you're going to be on a championship team.
How much of that is this? With Moody and Kuminga, the fact
that a lot of it.
Like that, I don't think that's getting enough run.
It's the story. If they were on the Pistons, they'd be playing. Well, I don't know if they'd be playing in front of the young guys the Pistons out now. But obviously, if these guys, look, we've been saying that for years. You know, Wiseman was a 2-pick going to a championship type team. Same with Kuminga.
And they got him because of a fluke. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't. The Warriors are not that lot. They didn't even belong in the lottery. That was like one of the biggest flukes. But yeah, it comes with standards and the way you play and Hall of Famers left and right. And I know it's woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I don't feel bad, Steiny, because Jordan Poole, and I know they were, hey, Goo, he was a 28. He wasn't what Wiseman was supposed to be. But Joe Lacob, I mentioned ride or die, he said last year, remember, what's wrong? Wiseman, nothing's wrong. I'm wondering what he's feeling with this move. Like, who's out there still in Wiseman's camp?
I don't know. No idea.
I'm not giving up, but I will say the scoreboard.
This is a setback.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So we got a 20, 21-year-old in a delicate situation, heading back to the G League. And then there's another delicate situation with Klay Thompson. Here's the bottom line with Klay Thompson. All right. Because I guess you gotta establish your point of view. No, I'm not about taking Klay Thompson out of the starting lineup right now. No, that's not what I am advocating. That's not what I want to do. But what I do like to think about is situations. And the bottom line is there's a reluctance for the Warriors to ever ask for Klay to come off the bench, and there's a reluctance for Klay to come off the bench. That's fine. You get to know players. You know what they're capable of. You know what they're not capable of. I get it. Klay doesn't want to come off the bench, and they don't want to ask him to come off the bench.
End of story.
It is the end of story, but it's not the end of story, because if everybody knows that's out of the realm of possibility and things continue the way they're continuing, well, then how much can it continue to be outside the realm of possibility? I mean, how long do you give him? I mean, and for me, I'm probably giving him till, I don't know, the new year? The new year? But he's been... And here's the other thing. You got a guy you just paid who wants to start. Let's put the rats on the table. Jordan Poole wants to start.
That's why I thought he might have been slow to sign the contract, Steiny.
He's better when he starts. So now you have two guys who want to start at the two position.
But we're talking about everything that Klay has done as a Golden State Warrior during this run. And if you had a crystal ball and you could tell the Warriors, if you make this switch and risk losing Klay Thompson for good, see, had those injuries not been on the table, I get what everybody's saying. But those are the reasons Klay is behind. He didn't pick up a basketball all summer. So, Steiny, we don't know if the second unit's going to be better with Klay Thompson leading it.
And we're afraid to ask. I mean, I'm doing that for a fact.
No, I'm just, I just, what bothers me in this whole scenario is the Warriors. Klay's not the Warriors' worst defender.
He's up there.
But Poole's up there.
Well, Poole scores. Jordan Poole's better than Klay Thompson right now.
And Klay, you heard his new quote that has me leading to believe he's about to break out soon.
What is that new quote?
What did you tell us? You mentioned it to me. I forget. Come on now. I got the forget bug. What did he say, Steiny?
Klay Thompson on Instagram.
Okay. Oh, IG.
My belief is stronger than your doubt. I promise you it's coming, and when it does, the floodgates will open.
You ain't ripping the rug out underneath that. He's earned this.
What has he earned?
God.
The opportunity.
For how long? How long are you going to let Klay hurt the team?
I'm being real. It's all outdoors, all season long. Because they'll never tell you or us the reason we're up, whatever the record is, or the 6th seed is because Klay Thompson. They'll never do that. That's what he's earned. And that's why I keep throwing these words out, loyalty. Now, you can go to a chalkboard and video and tell me, hey, Goo, he's a big part of what's ailing this team, and I get it, but you're not risking that. And it goes back to how Kerr dealt with Draymond Green and all his imperfections. They got something. They built it ground floor.
415, Steiny, how dare you say Jordan Poole's better than Klay Thompson right now? That's blasphemous. How dare you? He's better than him right now.
Well, he's averaging 18 a game, Poole.
He's better than Klay Thompson right now. Now, that may change starting Wednesday. It may change. But
what about
Jordan
Klay going
Poole's
to
better
the
than
bench?
Klay Thompson.
Okay, what about the bench, though? If you did make this move, the bench suffers. So you still got the same issue. Klay ain't magic. Klay needs somebody to get him to rock. And he's better with Steph Curry. Who is it? Well, you can say Klay right now.
That's the other thing. There's a selfishness here, I think. That's a strong word. But there's also something going on with
Ego?
Poole and Klay Thompson. Like they have to play with Steph. Like they just have to. Because when they don't play with Steph, it's a whole different role, and there's more responsibility, and they kind of don't want it because their individual games suffer when they're not out there with Steph Curry. 888-957-9570 is the number. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really even know what we're talking about with Klay Thompson. Steve Kerr has said, ain't happening. I don't think it's going to happen. Not for a while.
Are they championship caliber
not
with
right
this
now.
version of him?
They're not championship caliber for a number of reasons.
And that's
one
what
of them
we
is
got.
him.
Okay, all right.
One of them is him.